Hello everybody, it is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. I'm here. It has taken me all day to get to this spot right here, but I am here. Okay, real quick, we have 320 subscribers. 320 subscribers. One thing I have not said in a while, please, when you come in, please hit those thumbs. Please hit the thumbs. It's free. It's free. And if you will, lock into a playlist and just let it play when you go to sleep. You can turn the volume down. You can put on a black screen and just let it play. We're trying to get the viewing hours up. We got a long way to go for that, although we are right at 17,000. That's 17,000 view hours, and that's nothing to sneeze at. So with all of that being said, don't forget to share. When you see that notification button, don't forget to hit the one with the dimples. That way you'll always know when I'm dropping fresh new content. Okay, so I think that I have come up with a little bit of a plan, and we're trying to get this into play. And it's something that works for me, and I think it's something that, once it becomes a little more grounded, it'll be better for everybody. The only times I'll be really spending a long time here is when I'm like running my mouth, when we're doing a crochet along, when I'm doing a tutorial, or when I'm doing a live. The other times they're going to be really short videos, mainly because I think it's really important to learn other languages, learn other means of communication. We have lost the art of communication over the years, and that's something that's always been very important to me. I sustained a head injury when I was 6 years old and lost a lot of my hearing. Therefore, I am legally deaf. I am supposed to wear hearing aids, but they sound like rushing waves constantly when I put them in my ears, and it's not classified as static, so there's really nothing that they can do. The deafness that I have is called nerve deafness. I can hear people talking, but I can't understand the words they're saying. So through dating a deaf young man back in the day, I learned how to read lips. I also learned to listen to voice inflections. So it's kind of like if you come up to me and say, "That's a nice dress you're wearing." If I know I have on a dress, I might hear dress because of the way it's dressed. But I don't know, that's I'll hear something like that. It'll sound warbled, like I'm underwater. But hearing how the voice inflects, as opposed to your facial expressions and your tone is like really like negative Nancy, I'm not going to pick up on that. I might think, something negative. Usually those times when I really don't understand is when I'll ask you to repeat yourself. I do notice that a lot of people get upset when you ask them to repeat themselves. And just like they don't feel like they should have to repeat themselves, I don't feel like I should have to tell everybody I'm hard of hearing. I just don't. Especially when our encounter will probably just be this 30-second moment we have between us. And if I'm asking a Walmart worker for assistance, I don't think I should have to tell them I'm hard of hearing. Can you please face me when you talk to me? That's a given. Anyway, that's not what we're here for tonight. What I wanted to give you was my plan, and it may change. You know me, I'm a Sagittarius. When I get bored, it changes. But as of right now, I will be dropping ASL videos on Sundays and Thursdays. Only little bits at a time. Every now and then I'll throw a quiz in there where you can give me the answers in the community, on the community page, or below the actual video. whichever place you feel more comfortable. You can always email them to me if you like. That's fine too. I'm going to try to include my other platforms as well, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm going to try. But on Mondays, even though it didn't happen today, I'm shooting for my lives to be on Mondays. That's usually when I have my tutoring, my therapy session. And I'm getting such a grip on me that our times have reduced from every week to every other week. So I'm looking forward to doing lives on those days. Probably around 1-ish, so that I'll have time to close out by 2 and still have time to go get the babies from the bus stop. On Tuesdays will be the crochet along, and on Wednesdays I'll pretty much be doing a lot of my recordings for the week. You'll see me in and out. I will definitely be here from 12 to 1, because that's when the cottage is open and I gotta wash dishes. So, and if you don't know, that's Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at Ms. C's Cottage. And Wednesday, it's we basically sit and chat. We do. We were working on a blanket at one point. On Fridays, it's sit and knit. And I am going to try to learn to knit this year. And on Sundays is when we're working on big projects. But at any rate, what I get from the cottage is a safe space of love. Everybody is free to be themselves as long as they're not being disrespectful, belligerent, rude, bullying, you know. Hold on. Sorry. Doing homework. But yeah, it's a fun place to be, where you feel like you can participate. You know, you see a lot of your friends come in. You can hold your little personal conversations and, you know, not be criticized for it, you know, as long as you remain respectful. And it's a really, really comfortable place to be. It's a real comfortable place to be. It's like going home 3 days a week for an hour or 2. Sundays is usually 2 hours, but Wednesdays and Fridays is an hour. But yes, so Fridays will be, I told you Thursday will be an ASL day. Fridays is story time. Let me tell you how story time is going to work. I will pick a song. Once I get the gist of it down, I'm going to have you all pick a song. But I'm going to pick a song, and I'm going to study the lyrics. And I'm going to pick a portion of the lyrics and create a short story. And when we get together on Friday, I am going to read that story to you while we crochet. Not very long. Just time, just to break the monotony. Something to look for close to the end of the week. Just that wind down thing, you know. Be a little, like I said, it'll be a short story, not a novel, I promise you. But yeah, I've got a few songs that I've been playing around with, and I've come up with a couple of cute little short stories. I've run them past my manager, mother, financial advisor, but she's really my daughter. And she gives them a go. So that's what we're going to do. Saturday, I'll be showing you what I have accomplished for the week. It's just basically a weekly recap, you know, of what's going on. Might even throw a live in there on Saturday somewhere. Trying to build my live hours up. Got to get those in too. So, the purpose of today is a tutorial. I'm going to be in and out, but you won't know. You will, but you won't. This right here is my wallet. This has been my wallet for the past 2.5 years. It has been thrown. It's been caught. It's gone on long trips. It's gone right around the corner. And I love it. It holds what I need. And whenever I go to the hospital, all of my essentials are right here. Pick it up, pick my phone up, and I go. The only other thing I take is whatever I'm going to be working on as far as crocheting. Doctor's appointments, ER, procedures, going to visit, going on rides, going shopping when I really don't want to shop and all I want to do is sit in the truck. Yeah, absolutely. Even when I go pick up the kids from the bus stop, snatch my wallet and my phone, they always go with me. That way if anything happens to me, anything anybody needs to know, you know, about how to treat me. Because of the fact that I have a pacemaker defibrillator, if I go anywhere that's heart related, I cannot use their defibrillator machine because it can fry mine. So they know that from here. And as handy as it is for me, I have only made one other one and gave it away to a very special bus driver in our family's life. So what I thought was, since I enjoy this so much, and since she has told me how much she enjoys hers, I would share that with you. And to make sure I remembered how to make it, I made another one. These have 3 pockets, 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. It's good for business cards, insurance cards, credit and debit cards, your ID, any other cards you have, like I've got my BJ's membership card. You know, every now and then I go to Rosie's, which is a casino. We've lived over here for 5 years. I think I've been 3 times. And yeah, so I got my Rosie's card in there, which is so few and far between. When I go, I always have to get a new one when I go back. Not a gambler, y'all. But I just thought that I'd share with you how to make it. It's very, very simple. It does not take long to make it all. My purpose earlier today when I was trying to shoot the video was to show you kind of in time how to do it. Well, I'm actually going to break it up because it's time for me to get some more stuff going on. And yeah. I can tell you, however, that it is less than 1,100 stitches. I want to say it's less than 1,000 stitches. I want to say that it is. But it doesn't take very long. I think once you get the concept of it, it probably takes less than an hour. You can make it in stages. It is two parts that are it is 2 parts that are crocheted together but seamed up the sides. Okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it. So, what you're going to need is yarn, a 5.0 crochet hook, or the hook that accommodates the yarn that you're using. a yarn needle, and scissors. If you like, if you feel comfortable, you can, or if you feel uncomfortable, you can use stitch markers, but they're really not necessary for this project. They really are not necessary. The first thing you're going to do, I did the first one in single crochet using an eye hook and 4 worsted weight. I did this one using, even though it says it's 4 worsted weight, I used the Mandala Ombre colorway Chi, which is significantly smaller than the Caron 1 pound. I mean, it's the density is it's not as thick. So for the one that I'm going to be working on with you all, I am actually using Temu Milk Cot. Okay, it doesn't have very much information in the specs. You don't need. I can probably get 3 wallets out of this, and this is 50 grams. I can probably get 3 out of this. If I remember correctly in the description, it said it was a 4 worsted weight. It's not. It's not. It's probably a tad smaller than the ombre. I don't have a colorway for this except greens. It's the same one that I use for the baby blanket, for the cornfield. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be working with. Now, I did use the foundation row. I built my foundation row using half double crochets. If you would like, you can crochet. You can, what is wrong with me today? You can chain as many chains as you like and just add one and build your your half double crochets across. The size is approximately 2.5 by 3.5. This one is about 3 3/4. I made it a little wider, but I'm going to correct that with the one that I'm showing you. But they are really simple. So I'm going to let you go gather your materials. I am going to get some things started, and I'm going to come back, and we are going to make a wallet. I'll be back. Welcome back. I'm here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I cut my nails. I usually wait until after the new year to do it, but they were breaking. I keep fighting in my sleep. And so, if you remember, I always do my slip stitch like this. Parallel my hook to my finger, spin it once clockwise, yarn over, pull through. I have my slip stitch. So now, I'm going to chain 2. Yarn over and go into that bump in the second chain from the hook, which was the first chain you made. Yarn over and pull through. That leaves 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 1. That makes your first chain for your foundation row. And then yarn over and pull through all 3. That is your first half double crochet. We're going to do a total of 48 of these. So do a few more with you. Yarn over. And if you turn that work upside down, you'll see that V at the bottom. You're going to go under those 2 fibers. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through 1. It's another chain stitch that you made. Yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's 2 half double crochets. Third one, same way. I use my nail to separate the stitch because it's so easy to pick up that 3rd stitch under there. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I've done 6 with you. Let's do those other 42. I'll meet you at the end and we'll take it from there. Okay, I have come to the end of my first row. I have 48 half double crochets. I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now in the top of each half double crochet that you've done, you're going to put another half double crochet. So in other words, you're going to have another row of half double crochets. What you're going to have all together is 8 rows of half double crochet. I will start this one out with you, going into the very first one, and as you can see, I go into that V. Okay, go into that V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. We're no longer making those chains at the bottom. We're done with our foundation row. Okay, let's get those 8 rows knocked out and I will see you at the end of row 8. Okay, we have completed 8 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8. At the end of the 8th row, we are going to close it off. Now, hey, you know, there's always a catch somewhere. You want to make this tail really long because we're going to be doing some sewing with this tail. So I would say make it okay, my table is 19 inches. So I would say maybe twice as long as my table and just a tad more. Now slip it about there. Pull that through. Give it a good snug. I got so many notifications popping up. Now, what this tail is for, you're going to actually tri-fold this part. And what you're going to do with that is you're going to sew it down this side. You're going to sew it across the bottom. And then you're going to flip this open and sew this side to the inside. So your tail is going to end up over here on this side. So what you're going to do when you unfold it, your tail should be at the end of your work where you're going to start. If you're right-handed, is on your right side. If you're left-handed, on your left side. And you're going to start in the top of the 17th half double crochet. Please don't forget to count the one on the end. It's kind of slanted down because it's the very first one and there was no chain to build it up, just the turning chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to start in 17. Here you're going to reattach your yarn. And what I do is give myself a decent tail that can be worked in, pull through, and secure it with a slip stitch, holding on to my tail. And I'm going right back in that same stitch and create a half double crochet. And we're going to do 16 of those all the way across. Not all the way, but in 16 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, come on, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay? Now that's where I said you could use your stitch marker if you'd like to use a stitch marker. If not, this is actually this little part that we're working on now is going to serve as a stitch marker. Now for this one, once you end that row, you're going to chain and turn your work, and you're going to do 16 rows of 16. Okay? So I'll see you back once you finish those 16 rows. Okay everyone, I have completed the 16 rows, and we are going to close that out. You're going to leave somewhat of a tail for that too, because you're going to be sewing with that edge as well. So clip your little tail, tighten it up. Now you should have what looks like the letter T. Okay? And what you're going to do is fold this in first. Fold it over. It doesn't matter which side. You can fold it that way. You can fold it this way. It really does not matter. Either way, your string is going to come out on the opposite side like it should. So fold it over and thread your needle, or thread your needle and fold it over, whichever does you better. I did that for you all because it rarely works for me. I don't know why. This looks so easy for everybody else. I always have to work with it. Okay, now once you fold it over, this is where you have choices again. If your material is the same color, it really does not matter how you sew it. But, as in this one that I made, the color changed right at the top here. So if I had sewn it together, just the in and outs like I normally do, I would have had orange streaks all along here. So I had to make sure I caught all of the inside seams. So I'm going to show you that way just so you'll see what I'm doing. And you want to make sure that you keep those close, because you are going to have things in here that you don't want to fall out. What I mean by that, sometimes I'll slide my change into mine. Now, in doing it this way, none of my stitches come through on this side. That's keeping everything on the inside here. But being that your tail is the same color as your work, you really don't have to be that meticulous with this because it's the same. But I wanted to give you that option Or if you just want to give it a pretty trim, you can use an alternate color and let it show on the outside. You can use an alternate color and let it show on the outside. Okay. Kind of upset with my grandkids right now, y'all. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, excuse me for a moment. I am back. Now all you're going to do is go across the bottom here. Like I said, if you are using an alternate color, you kind of want to keep those stitches on the inside. But if not, just make sure you grab all 3 components. And really the longest part of making this wallet is doing your foundation row. Everything else is like mad simple. Okay, now when you get to your other side, you have one little flap that's open. If you want to keep your stitches to the inside there, make sure that you do the same thing you did to the other side. Go on along the inside here and grab stitches down on the inside here. But being that our yarn is the same, we're gonna make it easy. And just continue up the side. Turn those lights off. Okay. Now, we're still not finished. You're going to fold that flap over. You're going to tuck it to the inside. Okay. And with your tail already existing, what I do is just run a seam. Just run a little bit up the side here until I get to the connection point. And then I whip this side together. That's why I told you to cut a really long tail. because you go all the way around the bottom and one side of the top. And like I said, the reason you want to put your stitches so close together, because dimes will fall through. Ask me how I know. All the way up to the very end, and then you are going to secure your yarn, and I just turn it inside out at that point and finish it off like we do. Do a second pass and a third pass just to lock it. Snip your yarn. Come over to your other side, thread your needle, and flip it back on the proper side, and work this side up the same way you did the other side. Same thing, flip it. And secure. Or weave in your, and secure it, weave it in, secure it, hide it, tuck it, rub it down. Oh no, okay. Three passes, snip your work, flip it back on the right side, and you have a 3-pocket wallet. One side here, 2 here, and you'll see that trying to see what I can show. I can I can show you my BJ's card. I can show you my Rosie's card. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And I can show you my heart card. So, you fit something in the back side, something in the front side. See? And they fit. And something in the top. Fold it over, carry it with you wherever you need to go. Nice little handheld, and it works well. Other tutorials we have coming up, I'm going to do the cross shoulder cell phone holder. It's going to be big enough to hold one of these in it as well, so it'll probably be a matching set. I need to go back and correct something that I said earlier when I said that you could make 3 out of a ball of this Temu yarn. You cannot. You can probably squeeze 2 out of a whole ball. And that's if your tension is kind of tight. I forgot that I had used some of this one, so I probably have enough to make half the bottom part, the wide part that we made. Yeah, that's what I have left. Pretty long tail. But yeah, that's what I have left with that. But these are really nifty. They're nice to have. Like I said, when I go to the hospital, I snatch this. Everything is in it. And this and my cell phone is really all I need. But being a crocheter, and in my crochet bag is a notebook and a couple of ink pens and my overnight bag. I always anticipate staying, y'all. I do. I've been caught off guard too many times. So yeah, I made one to remind myself how to do it a little earlier, and this is with the kids being here as well. And I made this one with you all, so you could probably pump out about, I would say, anywhere between 5 to 10 of these a day if you just sit down and do this. So it's something really quick. It's something that you can work up in no time, and happy crocheting. It's really simple to do. You're welcome. I so love that lady. But don't forget to love yourselves, because it is the greatest love of all, and you can't love others the way they deserve to be loved if you don't love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. And you deserve the best. And in all of that, know that from the bottom of my heart, from the depths of my soul, I love you too. You guys take it easy. Have a wonderful evening. Continue to enjoy your holiday. And know that Kitty is just a holla away. Peace out, everybody.